chapter number 15, drainage system. In lecture number 1, we had discussed about what is drainage system, then what is a water divide. Basically, all the rivers of India are divided into two, Himalayan rivers or peninsular rivers. And in that lecture, we also discussed about Himalayan rivers with its basin in detail. So today, we are going to start with peninsular rivers with its basin in detail.
So let's continue with peninsular rivers. Western Ghats is considered to be the main water divide of peninsular rivers. Major rivers of the peninsula are Mahanadi, Godavari, Krishna, Kaveri, etc. All these rivers flow eastwards and meet the Bay of Bengal. Many rivers flow to the west of Western Ghats. Large rivers like Narmada and Tapi flow from east to west and meet the Arabian Sea in the west. Now let's continue with the first peninsular river with its basin, that is Narmada Basin. Narmada originates near Amarkantak Plateau in Madhya Pradesh. It flows westward in a rift valley. It flows through a rocky terrain of marbles near Jabalpur and flows faster due to the slope. The Dhuadhar Falls are located here. Tributaries of these rivers do not have longer flow. Most of the rivers meet at the right angle. Its basin is spread over Madhya Pradesh and Gujarat, and Narmada is about 1312 kilometers long. Let's continue with Tapi Basin. Satpura ranges are located in Madhya Pradesh. Tapi River originates in Betul district. It flows in a rift valley parallel to Narmada and meets Arabian Sea. It has an extensive basin in Madhya Pradesh and Maharashtra. Coastal plain between Arabian Sea and Western Ghat is very narrow, so the rivers have a shorter flow. Major rivers flowing westward have shorter course. Major rivers flowing westward are Sabarmati and Mahi. Tapi is almost 724 kilometers long. Next in the list is Godavari Basin. This is the largest of the peninsular river. It starts from the slope of Western Ghat near Nasik in Maharashtra and is about 1465 kilometers long. It flows eastwards and meets Bay of Bengal. It has the largest basin among the peninsular rivers. About 50% of its basin lies in Maharashtra and rest in Madhya Pradesh and Andhra Pradesh. Many tributaries meet Godavari, among them Purna, Vardha, Pranhita, Manjara, Vainganga and Penganga are major rivers. Godavari has a longer flow and the large basin, so it is also known as Ganga of South. Mahanadi Basin. Mahanadi originates in the mountainous area of Chhattisgarh. It flows through Odisha and meets Bay of Bengal. It is about 860 kilometers long and has a basin spread in Chhattisgarh, Jharkhand and Orissa. Krishna Basin. It originates near Mahabaleshwar in Maharashtra. It is about 1400 kilometers long. Tungabhadra, Koyna, Ghatprabha, Musi and Bhima are her major tributaries? Its basin extend in Maharashtra, Karnataka, and Andhra Pradesh. Last in the list is Kaveri Basin. It has its origin in the Brahmagiri range of Western Ghats and is about 760 km long. Amravati, Bhavini, Hemvati, and Kalini are her major tributaries, and its basin extends in Kerala, Karnataka, and Tamil Nadu. It meets with Bay of Bengal in south in Tamil Nadu. There are other smaller rivers which flow eastward and meets Bay of Bengal. These rivers includes Damodar, Brahmani, Vaitarni, and Suvarna Rekha. This is how we are coming to the end of peninsular rivers with its basin.
Now our next such topic is lakes. A very easy and a general topic. We all know well what is a lake, right? So basically we have in India many lakes. But it's not such that each and every lake form is only formed due to the fresh water. Right? Let's go and see it. Freshwater lakes are found more in Himalayan regions. Obviously, these lakes are formed due to the melting of glaciers. So, in Himalayan regions, we have more amount of freshwater lakes. Sea tides have created lagoon lakes, right? So, these lagoon lakes are the lakes which have salty water in it. Chilka, Koleru, Pulikat, which all are the examples of lagoon lakes, right? Vular Lake in Kashmir has a tectonic origin. What do you mean by a tectonic origin? It is developed due to the inside earth movement. Can I say due to an earthquake? Right? Let's move towards the importance of lakes. As a general term, lakes, but they are very, very important. They are useful to us in many ways. Some rivers originate from lakes. We had already talked that always travel from higher area to lower area. So what happens? That some of the rivers where the lake is there and there is a higher to lower area, some rivers originate from there. The water in the lake is useful for irrigation and many other purposes. Stored water can also be used during the situation or a natural disaster like drought. Right? It is also useful for generating hydel power. Right? Majority of the lakes, if they have a good flow, right? Not possible at all the lakes, but if they have, then it is used for generating hydel power. Some of the lake enhances the natural beauty. They add one of the spot as the tourist destination. Yes or no? And even lakes would be having the development of fishery. So in this way, lakes are very important. Our next topic in the chapter is economic importance of rivers. What do you mean by economic importance? It would be adding to the value of money, right? To earn money, water is considered or it is the main important source. How? Let's see this. Rivers have remained the most important during human history. We know well, we have already studied that ancient human civilization started on the river bank. Right? We also consider river as a lokmata. Why we are giving so much importance to it? Because we know well that it is very, very important. Agriculture and industries developed due to rivers. Agriculture and industries both are considered to be the backbone of economy. Then obviously as they developed, water played an important role for its development. Rivers are considered to be the base for an agrarian country. Agrarian country means an agricultural country like India. Any agriculture based country, water is always considered to be important for it. Even it is important for the other countries too. But for an agricultural country, without water, agriculture will not be possible at all. Right? Moving towards river with the concern or the major concern pollution. We know well that the water is very important. We know that the rivers are the only source which will provide us fresh water during the whole year. But then also river pollution has become the worldwide problem. Even India is suffering from the same. Right? The sewage water is dumped into the rivers near city. Obviously, which is not right. Right? Besides, we also throw solid waste into the rivers. By having the sewage water dumped, by having the solid waste thrown into the rivers, by industries releasing that dirty water into the rivers, we are polluting the river water. The same water is used in many other purposes which will leave the human health in danger. Right? Water pollution increased due to industrialization and urbanization. Industries are highly responsible for not filtering their chemical oriented effluents before releasing it into the river. Right? Government is taking many precautionary measures to overcome the problem of pollution of rivers. But even human or public participation is required. Alone government will not be able to solve this problem. Right? So now let's go towards the measures to prevent the water or the river pollution. Basic preventions required that each and every human should take care of not throwing any kind of garbage, dust, either dirty water, anything into the river. Government should impose the rules very strict that if any person doing the same should be having the heavy kind of the penalty imposed. Right? Another, industries or for industries, it should be compulsory to filter the chemical oriented harmful water before releasing it. Right? And even citizens should be careful that domestic used water should not be mixed with river water. These are some of the measures by which we can prevent the pollution of rivers. Right? This is how we are coming to the end of this chapter. Hope you all have understood each and every point well. Thank you so much.